today we're still analyzing even and odd, not even and odd, polynomial graphs, and what we are specifically looking at is whether the graphs are even or odd. So what it means to be even is I can fold it straight in half and the graph, like straight in half down the y-axis, and it'll fold over itself. Odd ones are rotational, symmetrical. So if I took the paper and then I rotated 180 degrees, the graph would land up on itself again. So this reflects across y.
So even means it reflects?
Yeah, even means it reflects, and odd means it rotates. Okay. So I can tell by looking at the graph. What? I wasn't even listening to you. I was just continuing my thought. So I can tell by looking at the graph, but on like ones that are harder, I can also tell by plugging in negative x. So what I do is if I plug in negative x and it turns back out into the original equation, it is even. If I plug in negative x and all the signs change, it's odd. So it'll make a little more sense when I work through them. What? Okay. Let me. Sorry. So if I plug in negative x in for x, which is how I plug in normal numbers. If I plug in negative x for x, and the function turns out and it looks exactly the same, so after I simplify it, it looks exactly the same, it's even. If all the signs change, so like this one would turn negative and that one would turn positive, it'd be odd. And if it's like half and half, it's neither. So on this one, I'm going to start by plugging in negative x. Yeah. Because this is how you tell if it's, yeah. Because if I look at the graph, plugging in on an even function, the negative x represents the left side, so the left side should match up. That's why when I look at even functions, the equation should match up. And then the odd function, it's like a reflection, it goes opposite. I'm sorry. Okay, so then I want to simplify this. Negative x cubed, is that still going to be negative, or does it turn positive? Negative. So I want to say negative numbers to odd powers are still negative. I can spell odd too. Okay. And then what do I do with negative 7 times negative x? Mm-hmm. Okay. So notice, all of the signs are different. So instead of being a positive x cubed, it turned into a negative x cubed. And instead of being a negative 7x, it turned into a positive 7x. So which one would this be? Even, odd, or neither? It's odd. So remember, if I look at a graph of an odd one, sorry, I don't remember. So, like, they're opposite signs in opposite spots. So it makes it odd. So then, questions on number 1? Thank you. What do I want to do with number 2? Mm-hmm. So, negative numbers to even exponents do what? Yeah. So, I'm going to rewrite this. So, negative x to the 4th turns into... And negative x squared turns into... And then the minus 1 doesn't change. So since it's exactly the same as the one I started off with, x to the 4th, positive x squared, and negative 1, this one is even. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on number 3. I'm going to plug in negative x. And negative x cubed is negative. Okay. So, the x cubes are opposite signs? Are the 2's opposite signs? No. So what does that mean? Neither. Okay, so are there questions on this? What? Which one did you get? What do you mean by everything? You need a starting point. What was the last thing you understood? So you understood what it, like looking at the graph, what it means to be even and odd? Okay. You always plug in negative x. Yeah. No, wait. Say that again. I only heard half of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You always just plug in negative x.